something like Jordan, something like Kobe, something like LeBron James, heir to the throne.
The first thing we got to get Colin to do is cut his hair. You know, I mean, listen, I'm not up here to try to be politically correct, but, you know, even if he puts cornrows in it, I don't think he should represent himself, you know, in that way in terms of, you know, just the hairstyle. Just go clean cut. You know, why not? You know, you're already dealing with a lot of controversy surrounding this issue.
Hey, what's going on out there? I'd like to welcome y'all to the Elijah Clark Show. Today we're going to be talking about the controversial comments Michael Vick made about Colin Kaepernick and what he needs to do to get his job back in the NFL. Alright, so let's jump right into it. A little backstory on both of them. In the 2016 football season, Colin Kaepernick decided to take a knee during the national anthem on the heels of unarmed black men being shot by the police. Not only being shot by the police, but then the officers that did the shooting not being convicted of crimes or even charged with crimes in most cases, you know. So it became a big thing with Colin Kaepernick. He played in the 2016 season. However, we're coming up on the new football season, 2017, and he hasn't been able to get a job. He put up good numbers. I think they say his stat line for last year, he threw 16 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, which is a very good touchdown to interception ratio. And not only did he do that last year, but just over the course of his career, he's taken the team to the Super Bowl. He had a good game in the Super Bowl. He's been to several NFC championship games. He's been a good player in the NFL. You know, there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to get a job now, considering the year that he just came off of. It wasn't the best year, but like I said, it's way better than a lot of quarterbacks who will keep getting recycled throughout the league. So the thing is right now is people saying, well, he's doing this and he's doing that. He doesn't really want to play football. But then still, he's available to play football. He said he wants to play football, but he's not getting a call from many teams. All right, now a little backstory on Michael Vick. Michael Vick came into the NFL right around about the 2000 season. He was a phenomenal quarterback and one of the most explosive talents you've ever seen. I'm a big Michael Vick fan myself. You know, the things that he could do on the field, it hardly had ever been done, especially from the position of quarterback. He was really good at his job. You know, he didn't have the success that Colin Kaepernick had. He never went to a Super Bowl. I believe he may have played in one NFC championship game, but I'm not totally for sure on that. But he never really had the traction that Colin Kaepernick had in San Francisco, where Michael Vick was in Atlanta. So you fast forward a few years through his career, Michael Vick came to an abrupt end in his career for a period of time when he was convicted on federal charges of money laundering and dogfighting. Since his release from prison, Michael Vick's been a stand-up guy. You know, he's said all the right things. He's repeatedly said that he's sorry for the dogfighting things that he did and the decisions that he made and everything. And he ended up getting another shot in the league with the Philadelphia Eagles. He had a level of success with the Eagles, but it didn't last too long. About a couple seasons, 2 or 3 seasons to be exact, I think. And after that, you know, he kind of bounced around. He stopped in the New York Jets. He was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he wasn't a starting quarterback anymore. The 2 years off of football really kind of hurt Michael Vick. Even up until last year, he was still trying to get back in the NFL, but he had kind of lost a little bit. He like I said, he did good in Philadelphia, but he lost a little bit. Okay, so what was Michael Vick thinking when he got asked the question, what does Colin Kaepernick need to do? Now, from my perspective, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking at it like this. Michael Vick, he was the quarterback in Atlanta. Everybody know Atlanta go down. That's one of the black meccas of America, you know what I mean? That's where everybody goes. So Michael Vick was definitely a superstar in the black community. He was a superstar in just the whole country anyway, but definitely in the black community. So when he was found guilty of dog fighting and then sentenced to 2 years in prison for fighting dogs, you know what I mean? That kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially, you know what I mean? This was much earlier than the Kaepernick situation, but just especially what we go through as African Americans in this country. And they're going to give this man 2 years for dog fighting, you know what I mean, and take him out the league. It's like, there's like a way too harsh a penalty in a lot of people's point of view. Now, to be fair, a lot of other people who are big animal rights supporters thought that was just fine. They thought he should never get another chance in the league. But you know what I mean? A lot of people, especially in the hip hop community, we had Mike Vick's back. Like I said, he's one of my favorite players of all time. So now, fast forward, like I said, to the Kaepernick situation and everything that Kaepernick stood for by taking that knee, you would think that Michael Vick would be one of his #1 supporters, seeing as how black men are getting killed and nobody's paying any type of penalty for it. But yet and still, I was fighting some dogs and I got 2 years in prison. All right, now here we go. Now this is what we need to do. First of all, we got to keep our eye on the ball, you know what I mean? Because in my opinion, this is just another example of the media, and whether it's social media or the mainstream media or even us falling for the okie doke and not keeping our eye on the ball. While they want us to pit two black men against each other, but really what we need to be doing is stay focused on the 32 NFL teams and those 32 owners and those 32 front offices that are blackballing Colin Kaepernick. Michael Vick doesn't get to make any of those decisions. Michael Vick's opinion doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? So Michael Vick is really only talking from his own personal experience of what he had to do to get back in the league. So he made the comment, yeah, Colin Kaepernick need to cut his hair and have a clean-cut image. He got a lot of controversy surrounding him. However, Michael Vick, you were convicted of a felony. Colin Kaepernick is not convicted of any crimes. He stood up for his people, he stood up for his conscience, and he took a stand, you know what I mean? So by him taking a knee, yeah, he offended a lot of people because they don't understand our plight. They aren't offended by the deaths of all these unarmed black men and black women across this country that are being killed by the hands of the police, you know what I mean? They're not that offended because they still going out and doing what they do, you know what I'm saying? So we don't need to look to Michael Vick for guidance on this issue. We don't need for Michael Vick to take the lead on this issue. Yeah, we can drag him through social media for saying something ignorant like that or making that statement, but he's entitled to his opinion. And you know, he came out with another statement today that said that's really not what he meant. That's not how he meant to say what it said. As you can see, we got that right here.
This morning, Vick clarified his statement with this tweet. Colin Kaepernick's hair has nothing to do with him not being on an NFL roster right now. Let's be clear, I wish only the best for Colin. I stand by what I've said about him being signed at some point this season to help an NFL club. I think he is a great kid who has a bright future, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on the field again. Trust and believe what I said was not in malice.
So like I said, we just need to keep our eye on the ball. Hold these owners, these teams, and these front officers, hold them accountable for their decision for Colin Kaepernick. If we're really that mad at Michael Vick for saying what he said, why don't we just not watch the NFL this season until they hire Colin Kaepernick? Now, I know a lot of y'all not going to do that because I'm not going to do that myself, you know what I mean? I like the Titans. I'm going to rock with them, you know what I mean? I'm going to watch Cam Newton. I'm going to watch Russell Wilson. I'm going to watch the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to watch them all, you know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Yeah. Something like Jordan, something like Kobe, something like LeBron James, add to the throne, something like Pop, something like Jake, something like Gucci